Safety first, always turn off at the source as well. Hello, welcome back. I know, it's been a while, hasn't it, since I've put a video up about making coin rings, but I thought it'd be interesting just to do it, because I've decided I'm kind of stopping these because my poor old fingers just don't do it anymore. They can't. Now, I started doing these I sold these for 25 quid, which I know a lot of people have always said, oh, that's stupidly cheap. Well, sort of it is, but I don't know if they're worth any more than that. If I'm absolutely honest with you, they're probably not worth any more than that. So I've been probably 4 years, 5 years, I really can't remember, probably longer than that, I've been making these. And one of these, forget the cost of the equipment and postage and everything, let's just say 25 quid, £25 pays for a support group. Well, it pays for the tea and coffee for that support group, because we've been very fortunate to have been given room hire in various places, and soon in here as well when I've cleared it all out. But generally speaking, we used to pay £25 for tea, coffee, biscuits, occasionally cakes, which paid for the support group, basically. And it's been running like that for all those years. But I'm getting to the stage now where it's just becoming harder and harder to have the dexterity and have the feel. And I've shouldn't really say, but I've messed a few up. That's not what I normally say. I would normally have said something else, but I've messed a few up. Now, I've had some people say, why don't you focus? Please focus. That's lovely. I've had some people say, can you make me a custom ring from whatever? And I have done it hitherto. But when people say, can you do a such and such a coin into such and such a size, because I'm running the risk of buggering it up, basically, split, it gets expensive in buying coins in, sorry. So I've taken to, because I've got sackfuls of these 1967 half crowns and whatever, I've got 66 and 67 of the pre-decimals, then I can do, that's what I've done here. It doesn't matter if I end up splitting one, because I've got plenty of spare. But if I've had to buy one in, especially buy one in, I did it 3 times, I think, for my mother-in-law. I was going to get one for my mother-in-law's year of birth. And she wanted a sixpence. Well, actually, Charlotte wanted a sixpence for her. And I bought 3 or 4 in. There was, for that particular year, there was about 5 each, and they split every time. So what I'm doing now is I will do from the stock that I've got, and from pretty much from some of the blanks that I've already done the hard work of, annealing, punching, and doing the first part of the ring, the coning. So that's where it's just turned into a cone, and then a little bit further into the ring. Sorry, I don't know why my phone's not very happy focusing today. I do apologise. Now, when we was away on holiday, we was away for 3 weeks, and then before then, we was having long weekends. So bringing the boat back from Stratford upon Avon, because I don't know if anyone's been following the saga, but our friends, Sandra and Jeff. Sandra had an accident. Turned out to be an awful lot worse than we thought. Terrible. So we had the questionable joy of bringing the boat back from Stratford-on-Avon to Sheffield, and it took quite a while to do that. I hope you're well, Sandra, by the way, if you ever watch this rubbish. Anyway, while we was away, I got 2 orders. I haven't had an order for a coin ring for quite a while, not an off-the-shelf one, but we got 2 orders. And so I thought, well, should I just give them their money back? And then, do you know, a little bit of me said, I don't like being beaten. I really don't like being beaten. And by that time, yeah, I wasn't here. I wasn't in front of the computer where we take the orders on, so I couldn't really send them their money back there and then. But I did think about it. I did think, should I just give them their money back and say, sorry, I'm not doing it anymore? The more I thought about it, the more I thought, I don't want to be beaten. So because these are with stock coins, it's not too much of an issue if I do bugger them up. So this is how far I've got. I did a few. I've been mucking around with a few today, so that's one that didn't work, so that's just to show you what I mean. But I need a size W threepenny bit and a size Q half crown, 2 and 6 half crown. So that's nearly there, nearly. And that one is oversized, but if you've watched these videos before, you'll know that I need to push the reed side in so that it's ring shaped and not cone shaped. So then that will come down to a W and then polish them up. So yeah, that's where I've got up to. So this is the final trimming of the sizes, trimming final yeah, the final bit of the sizing to get them exactly right, and then polish them up, get some lacquer on and post them out. Oh, we're back. Oh, please focus, because you're not going to, are you? All right, well look, perfect W, ready for polishing. This was a perfect Q, but as those of you who watch these videos before will know, I sand out or trim, you know, I smooth out the inside of the reed on these, because otherwise it sticks out a little bit too much and it's a bit more uncomfortable to wear. So I've just taken the D-Remel to it. Other multi-tools are available, boys and girls. This is not a paid promotion. If Dremel want to send me some more tools, I'll probably never use them for coin rings again, but who knows. Sorry, I was distracted there with the idea of thinking about freebies from Dremel. There you go. Is that focusing now? There we are. That's focusing better. So what I've done is just trimmed, sanded, whatever, that out, because squish metal inwards, it just crumples up and doesn't work. So I think now I'm probably going to have to squish that in a little bit more to make that a proper Q. It's a bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be, but I'm not going to be beaten. I will not be beaten. I will not be pushed, filed, indexed, briefed, debriefed or numbered. No prizes to anyone who can tell me what that particular line is from. This is taking a little bit more machining than I expected. So last little squishy down, perhaps in that one maybe. It's going to be interesting doing this with one hand, because I'm holding it for it on the other hand. Cool, blimey, Guff. And I've managed to. Right. Still think we've got a way to go on this one. Right, what are we doing? Look at it through the camera lens so I can tell. Oh, crikey, I've got to go down 2 sizes. I must have taken out a lot more than I thought. Right, oh well, you know. Throw it away, start again. No, don't. Not that you got this far. Right, 2 sizes to go, 2 sizes down to go. I might trim out a little bit more from the inside. That might squish down. That will make it bigger, but it might squish down nicer. Right, let's go. Welcome back. Where was I? It's trouble with doing these little clips of videos. I never know where I was at. I was trying to get this half crown down to a Q. And if my phone was in the mood to focus. Look at that. That is, oops, that is almost there on that line there, look. And, oh, come on. What I shall do is I'm going to give it a final bit of milling on the inside, just to make that ridge slightly less. I mean, it's going to have a ridge. It's impossible to get rid of it altogether, but I'm going to smooth it off a little bit, and then that will drop that down neatly onto the queue. There we are. Wow. Good. So that's both of them sized perfectly. Good. Next. Hey. So they're polished up. I'll go over and just have a little, I'm going to have a coffee, so I'll take these over to the table. And yeah, it'd be nice to think they always stayed that nice and polished, but you know, they are copper nickel and brass, so even though I put a lacquer on them, the lacquer over time will wear off and they will tarnish. But yeah, a little bit of jewellery, yeah, those jewellery cloths usually bring them up, and then just a clear nail varnish gel will act as just as good a lacquer. But sadly, that's what we've got to work with. Right, I'm going to have a coffee, go over to the table. Right, back over on table, and polished. Wow. Interestingly, just got an email from one of the people who's ordered, can't remember which one, just saying, has it been posted? I had to say no, sorry. I mean, they must have, both of these guys must have placed the order, I don't know, nearly 3 weeks ago. So I mean, the final stages, the polishing doesn't really show up massively well on camera, but oh, crumbs. See, this is my problem. It's the dexterity. Dexterity, it might be the dexterity, but it's more likely to be the dexterity. So anyway, I've got one of these polishy cloths. So I'm going to finish the polishing. I have not been drinking, sadly. I wish I had been. Right, finish the polishing, pop a lacquer on, pop them in the post. So yeah, do you know, I'm actually quite pleased, because I am very acutely aware of how difficult they are becoming to make. So what I have thought about doing, when all the workshop over in that corner is upstairs in the little workshop room, I will probably do coin ring making courses to sort of like show people how to do it themselves using all of the tooling that I have, without then having to be totally dependent upon my own dexterity. But there we are. Oops. So, happy. I'll get these finished and offed. There's nothing else to show you after they've got a lacquer on. They just look the same as this, really. So yeah, give them the final polish, lacquer, post out. If you like this rubbish, a subscription to the channel, if you haven't already done so, would be very, very lovely. And I have got, I hate saying this sort of thing, I have got a Patreon thing. There's a link to the Patreon underneath. And if you could afford a tiny amount per month, I'll guarantee it goes towards supporting the support groups. It's ring fenced. Get it? Never mind. So anyway, for now, I think that'll probably be the thumbnail. That's possibly not the last of the coin rings, but pretty much the last of the coin rings for now. Whatever you're doing, you know what I always say, and I mean it, Do it carefully. Be good to yourself and kind to others. And until next time, cheers.
Hawk markets.